Hi, my name is Donny Dennison. I am an associate at Mandelbaum Barrett in the Elder Law Department, where we handle government benefits, special needs, as well as guardianship work. I'm joined this morning by my colleague in the Family Law Department, Xena Balcazar. Good morning.
Good morning.
And today we're talking about somewhat of an intersection between family law and special needs work. We're talking more specifically about marital separation agreements and planning ahead for those who are in the middle of a divorce, in the process of divorcing, and who share special needs children.
Thank you, Donny. As Donny said, it's extremely important to address in marital separation agreements exactly how the parties want to go about any treatment of the child who would be at some point emancipated but special needs, and what guardianship arrangements could be put in place. Generally, we like to recommend our clients to talk about any kind of guardianship arrangements, who would be filing the petition initially, if there are child support arrangements within the marital settlement agreement, whether there will be an extended support. By law, you already have the ability to seek extended support for a child who has a disability, so it is something that's worth talking about and addressing to avoid, like Donny said, any kind of future disputes. Another thing is long-term care, right? Who will be providing that long-term care? Will there be a facility available for this soon-to-be adult child? How are we going to be handling that? Who will be taking care of all of those necessities for this child? And I'll turn it over to Donny to talk about any kind of special needs trust, any kind of benefits planning that would be available to parties and could be even mentioned in your marital settlement agreement.
Sure. So one of the points that Xena raised in terms of thinking about long-term care, one of the most important sort of things to consider is that having a guardianship provision in a marital separation agreement or a marital settlement agreement it gets the parties talking, right? It gets the parties planning for the future. You can have a broader discussion about whether you are going to apply for government benefits like SSI, like Medicaid. You can talk about care, custody, and control of the now adult child. Having these provisions prevents largely future disputes because these issues have been dealt with in the past. People know their role, people know their obligations in terms of dealing with disputes that are sometimes inevitable, right? Is to think about or consider adding in a mediation provision to accompany the special needs provisions in the MSA. For example, instead of having to go to court every time there's a dispute between the parties, you can agree to go mediate your disputes in front of a mediator. It's much more cost effective and typically gets the job done quicker because it sort of allows the parties to maintain some liberty and some independence without the need to run back to court every time there's an issue. And it allows you to plan for your children's unique needs.
If anybody has any questions, of course, everybody knows where to reach us. Here at Mandelbaum Barrett, we're always happy to help.